Today on Suncoast View, can a child legally have 3 parents? A Florida custody case is making headlines. We'll discuss.
It's a whole new ballgame for Lakewood Ranch students. We'll hear how a revolutionary helmet aims to make football safer.
And we're turning the Suncoast View stage into a runway. But not exactly for fashion models. We'll meet some rescue pets looking for a good home. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome back to Kathy Carson-Friedman. Great to have you with us.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you and Linda back after...
They don't let us sit side by side.
No, that was a Mother's Day special deal. Yes. Now Joey's there to moderate.
Yes. I'm coming between you literally, not figuratively.
Yeah. Once a mother, always a mother. So I'm always giving her instructions.
She's probably going to reach over and like move my hair out of my face at some point.
Although a little bit of a different dynamic today in our pre-show chat with everybody. Linda's, of course, in the midst of a move, as we've been talking about. And Kathy's had a big hand in organizing this.
I have.
So you've been telling her the way things should be going today.
You know what? You're right. I'm telling her she needs a day off for the move.
Yeah,
you're
she
right.
needs to check her insurance. She needs to do this.
I'm being a little bit motherly today.
She's an attorney. They're as bossy
I'm
as
a little
mothers.
bossy. Yeah.
And that is okay. Well, of course, you didn't see your mom over the weekend because she was busy celebrating a grandchild's birthday. Tell us, I know this is one of your things. You will see every grandchild and your family on their birthday, but it looks like you found your sister as well.
Okay, that's my sister Margaret. You do not see my grandchildren because my son will not let pictures of his children be on Facebook. He thinks that would be dangerous. I say, come on, you can't even hire a babysitter. Nobody's going to steal them. But he does not let his children appear on Facebook. That's my sister Margaret.
But you got to spend the weekend with your sister and see your son and his kids.
Yes, and we had an 8th birthday party. So it was really, really
I love it that you get to all these parties. I mean, that is something that will be indelible in the kids' minds.
You know the best part? They cry when I leave.
You're not supposed to take so much pleasure in that.
Because the poor mother is probably like, oh, great, now I got a problem kid with me the rest of the day. Well, we're glad you had safe travels and glad you are back. And Joey, by looking at all of our social media this weekend, we were out and about, and you were out and about on a school night.
Yes, I was, but it was for a good reason. Men Who Cook and Brew was last night, which is a great fundraising event for Oslo Rep, and it's 10 local chefs, they're amateur chefs, I should say, and our own John Scalzi participated. So it's a nice fundraiser, and they do the cooking for everyone who's there. John's theme was chili. He did an amazing vegetarian chili, and he wore a pepper on his head.
Yes, he did.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
It's
so much fun. So much fun.
And it was a great turnout. It was at Selby Gardens.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful event. I always think it's great when you can sit back and let a bunch of guys cook for you.
Yeah.
And when it's for a good cause, it's even better.
Yes, and you're trying to decide which one you like the best, too.
I know.
It's stressful that way.
I overate because I know a lot of the chefs from our show.
Right.
Of course, I keep saying chefs because they were chefs last night, but I know a lot of the guys from the show. And I was like, all right, no more for me. And then I'd go to get rid of my plate, and I'd see another one of them, and like, oh, have you tried mine? I was like, oh, yeah, I was just going there.
You have to be polite. You know?
Right.
Yes.
One must eat a lot
So I'm
to
a
be
little
polite.
full today, but it was for a good cause. And
Yes,
thank goodness Cliff Rolls was there to take those shots for us.
Oh, good. Well, that sounds fun. Well, everybody definitely having a busy weekend. We are in the midst of graduation festivities at my house. My daughter graduates from high school Tuesday, so we did an open house last night. The teenagers were telling me they were not going to be part of our show. So, Linda, my kids have rules just like your grandchildren do.
Look at that cake.
Yes, I did not make the cake. I will be the first to point that out. But we did get a little Pinteresty, and there was decorations and flowers, and everything is in the theme of University of Wisconsin, of course.
Oh, that's for Wisconsin, that
Yes,
W.
the W is for Wisconsin. Reagan was very clear that we are not necessarily having a high school graduation party. We're having a college send-off party.
Step up to the next
I've
level.
noticed that with
looking to
almost
the
all of
future.
the kids. They're looking ahead. The themes are all the parties. We're not high school colors or anything like that. It's all where they're headed. Because that's what they're excited about at this point.
I know that you were getting a little bit sentimental about, like, when you mentioned that she turned 18 and she graduated.
Right.
Did you have a moment over the weekend, or were you
No,
so busy?
too busy, too busy. Tomorrow when they walk across the stage, I've heard is when it starts to sink in a little bit. But, you know, it's fun. It was fun to see the kids together last night. They all are doing amazing things, going places that they're so excited about, and there's just a lot of pleasure and hope, and you can just see that they've got the world right here, and they know that they can work hard and have great things happen. So we're excited for them. It was fun to see them all together.
Oh, we can't wait to see.
Little tired. I don't know why is it so hard to put a house together? I mean, seriously, it wasn't the cooking, it wasn't any of that, because I ordered most everything. I did not do a lot of labor on the actual party.
You're moving into my world.
Getting a house put together is really a lot of work.
Because you live with a lot of boys.
We just live with a lot of stuff. We all have a lot of stuff. And a lot of it lives on counters, and a lot of it lives on tables, and then, you know, when you have to whip it all together, it's like, where am I going to put? So then you have to put it all away.
Linda, you're seeing this as your
I am moving a week. Next Sunday is moving day. So I'm moving about 7,000 square feet into about 2,500 square feet. So we're squishing up and giving a lot of things away.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Did I wonder why I had any?
Well, that's right. If you haven't needed them, you probably don't need them now. So, you know, the wonders of life, how we all end up with all this stuff. All right, well, we're happy to have a friend back in the kitchen today. We welcome back Chef Mel from Whole Foods Market. We were wondering if you'd made it back from the royal wedding already.
Well, I rushed here today.
So you've taken away the fascinator and now we're ready to do some cooking.
Yeah, you know, not with this outfit. Yeah, I'm going to make some lionfish ceviche today.
Oh,
that sounds like something a royal couple would love.
Maybe.
Maybe. A special Chef Mel touch. All right, we look forward to that and talking about some other summer things on the menu as we get ready for the warm weather. Well, I do feel it's my job to keep everybody updated on sports around here, and I know everybody was busy being social this weekend. Don't forget to keep an eye on the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are still winning hockey games, and after a rocky 0-2 start against the Capitals, they have won the last 3 games. They won at home in Tampa at Amalie Arena Saturday night. So therefore, tonight, they look to clinch a spot in the Stanley Cup Finals. If they win tonight, and if not, then they'll continue to have to try to get that another win against the Capitals. But we do know that if they win, they face the Las Vegas Golden Knights in the next round, which is the finals. So they had a horrible start to this round. They lost those first 2 games at home, which is never good because then you have to go on the road and force win. But they won them both on the road, and then they won again. So momentum keeps going. We win tonight. It'll be exciting.
I will tell you, I knew this, actually. Because everybody on social media was so excited. So I got excited. So yes, this is a big weekend for all of us.
Exactly. So you got to embrace the winners, root for them tonight, no matter where you are.
Good life lesson. Never give up. Keep going.
That's right.
Because everybody counted them out.
Keep fighting, and that they will do. Well, it is time for our first hot topic. And a 5-year-old Florida girl is in the middle of a legal battle between her biological dad and the man married to her mom when she was born. So Florida law says a child born into a marriage is legally the husband's child, even if he is not the biological father. In this case, the biological father wants custody and rights, but so does the man married to the girl's mother. So lower courts have been split on the issue. Now it's going to the Florida Supreme Court. Can a child have 3 legal parents?
Well, you know, other states have actually done this exact thing and carved out this exception where you have the father who is not biologically the dad but was married to the mother, I think Maine and Louisiana. So this has been done before in other states. It's such a rare occurrence that, I mean, I can't see the harm in recognizing it in this instance.
Right.
The problem is then you have kind of a slippery slope, and you know, there's so many different ways it could be recognized. And right now, you know, you don't recognize step-parents, and this could be a slippery slope into that, too.
Well, I'm a step-parent, and they should recognize me, I think. So but what bothers me, and it would be an ideal situation, if all 3 parents really loved the child and wanted to do the best and work together. But I'm afraid there is like a tug of war. You know, this is mine, this is my property, not your property. So if they can all get together and look out for the welfare of the child, then I think it would be a great situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have certainly seen children be the pawn in divorces, and I mean, it's happened, I think, in everyone's family, or at least we're close to it. But it does seem like the law needs to catch up with where households are going. I mean, there's so many blended families. We've started to do it on a social level, right? You know, even we see it in weddings and other things where you recognize different people that were part of someone's upbringing, you know?
And sometimes the legal part of it, isn't just custody and financial and all that. Like my husband cannot authorize any medical treatment for my children unless I have a written medical release, because as a stepdad, he doesn't have the legal right.
Oh, yeah.
So, if I'm out of town and a kid breaks his arm on the football field, which of course has happened, this is why I know this, and stepdad was at the football field, goes to ER with the kid, and immediately on the phone. I can't do anything here.
Wow.
They won't see him, they won't do anything because he does not have the rights to, do anything with the minor. So we now have medical forms on file in all our houses because we've learned that, of course he's going to parent, of course he's going to take care of the child, but legally he doesn't have the right to seek medical treatment.
So those forms create almost tiers, right, of access?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Basically, there's a workaround for these situations most of the time. So you can usually find a way, even if they're not recognizing three parents, to legally give that third party the rights that they would have by things like that, by authorizing it, consent from the other parents.
Right, so you can do the workaround, but if we did have three legal parents, then, that other parent would automatically have some rights. So, I mean, it is a slippery slope, but I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what Florida Supreme Court says. 50% of families in Florida right now are blended. I read that
so
this
it's not gonna go
Really?
away.
Yep,
So we're not so unusual.
No, not at all. You were just before your time. You're very fashionable. You're a trendsetter. Well, speaking of family issues, is sleeping in bed with your partner hurting your quality of sleep? And have you ever considered a sleep divorce? Experts say the reason people originally slept in a bed together was to save money, because you needed the family to generate warmth, and because a family could only afford, say, one bed. A lot of whole families slept together hundreds of years ago. Well, now this is simply viewed as something couples should do. But how often is it at the expense of a good night's sleep? So do you think sleeping together in the same bed is a necessary part of a relationship? And we're taking the whole sex thing out of the equation. We all understand that that's part of a relationship.
You don't have
but
to
just
sleep with somebody.
sleeping.
Well, I think it should be up to the individual couple. Yeah, people have different sleep patterns, so whatever works for you, the two of you work it out. Separate bedrooms, I think the King and Queen of England had separate bedrooms, and they had a lot of kids.
Lucy and Ricky had single
Yes,
beds.
yes,
Remember
they did.
that?
That's a little
TV
weird
couple.
when they're in the same room, but in the separate bed.
You think so? But you said last night, you said you didn't sleep well.
Yeah.
So if you're tossing and turning and you're in the bed with your husband,
And then you're making the other person.
right, at least if you're in a single bed in the same room tossing and turning, maybe he could sleep through it.
That's true. I mean, I think really what you said, it's up to the couple. Whatever makes people sleep better, because if somebody isn't sleeping, nobody's
agree.
happy.
I agree.
And people work on different schedules. I know, at my house, sometimes I have to get dressed entirely in the dark in the morning, which
Right.
should explain a lot. Sometimes. But, it shouldn't matter, and there shouldn't be the stigma around it. If you get a good night's sleep in the guest room, then that's your business.
Right. Yeah, my husband is very, very traditional about this and is extremely unhappy if I am not sleeping in the bed for some reason. But I do have weird schedules, and he does come to bed later, and I get up early. And sometimes you just need to go to bed at 8:30 by yourself in a cold, dark room and bang out 8 good hours of sleep, And it has to come with a lot of explanation of, this is not a statement of our relationship. This is a statement of the fact that I'm exhausted and miserable.
If I'm sick and making a lot of noise in the night or something, then
Right.
it's almost as if the guest room has been turned back. The
Right. Oh, yeah, please leave.
There's no
Yeah, no,
argument.
germs in the bed aren't good either. Well, see, it can be okay, I promise. So guests at the royal wedding did not have to worry about their feet hurting if they wanted to dance the night away. Among the many special touches for the guests was that Meghan Markle provided slippers for guests who wanted to kick off their heels at the evening reception. It was all over social media. The celebs especially loved the touch. What a good idea.
I
love it
this.
because I don't wear high heels, and so I could not go out there and dance in high heels.
And
so.
the Queen expected high heels at the ceremony, or at least not chunky, comfortable heels. Little spiked kitten heels even were apparently what is proper to be seen in a royal British wedding, so that by the end of the day, and especially because it was such a long day, by the night, of course your feet are going to hurt.
I love this. At a wedding.
Vegas places do it. Dance clubs and restaurants. I've left Vegas before and had somebody hand me a pair of flip-flops for the walk back to the hotel. It's like the best thing ever.
Yes, I'd like to dance at wedding receptions, and so when I see the ladies kicking off their heels to get ready to dance, I'm like, all right, now the party
Now
is
it's gonna
starting.
get fun.
So I love this idea.
But then at the end of the wedding, you see people's feet, and you're like, oh no. So the slippers are such a good idea.
Oh, absolutely. There's something gross and slightly not
and they're
classy
just,
about
like,
barefoot.
Cover some
Black,
unkept.
like it's just so filthy. Like
Yeah.
I like the slippers. That
Me too.
keep it classy.
That's true.
folks.
It solves both things and aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
What size heel does the Queen wear? Does she wear? She
She wears little kitten heels.
She wears kitten heels.
And she doesn't think anybody else should.
Well, I don't
No,
know.
she's
if
okay
Thinks
with
everyone
kittens.
else should.
Does she dance?
I don't know if she dances. I know she's not a
the
big
Crown
fan
she
of
did.
flats, and she doesn't like wedges. So that's why, you know, she figures that they figured
Slippers,
people
if they're good enough for the queen,
They're good enough for
I
us.
think the
So.
queen should keep her eyes higher and not worry about There's
does
so
have-
many problems in this
She
world.
does have a lot to worry about, but Future Brides, that was a big hit if anyone's interested. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a local high school football program and how they're using the latest technology to keep players safe.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update. Heavy rains continue to develop here along the west coast of Florida. We had a reported funnel cloud just about an hour and a half ago at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. We haven't had any damage at all, but we still see storms developing from Inglewood, moving north and northwest at around 10 to 15. Right now, by far the heaviest rain is near Venice and Nokomis, spreading up toward Osprey. That is heading toward Siesta Key, and also some very heavy rainfall near Northport. The rainfall rate is over 1.5 inches per hour, which is fairly significant. Again, rainfall totals, there they are, 2.5 estimates right there near the Venetian, and that is pushing off to the northwest. You can see lesser amounts into Sarasota right now, but we have the steady stream of moisture continuing to move up from the Caribbean right into Florida, so our rain chances will stay high over the next couple of days. Now, you can see that rain again will be back tomorrow afternoon and evening. We'll have more on all this and a tropical system possibly at 5.
The prevalence of concussions on the football field continues to make headlines, along with the potential lifelong impact of football head injuries. Suncoast schools are seeking out the latest technology to protect our young athletes, and Lakewood Ranch High School coaches are here to tell us about their new smart helmets. So welcome to Athletic Director Sean Trent and head football coach Christopher Colton. Good to see you both, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Full disclosure, I have 3 sons in football. 2 are headed to high school in the fall, so I am a tough sell as a mom about keeping these boys safe. So tell me what is different and included in this smart helmet.
You want to start? Okay, well, to start off with, the helmet is just that. It's just a helmet.
Okay.
Okay. But what's important is what's inside the helmet. And what's inside the helmet is this 5 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 areas right there that are measure everything from any type of impact or anything that happens as far as the helmet goes, shows up on this device. And so it doesn't prevent, it allows you to see anything that happens as long as the kid's wearing the helmet.
So this is awareness. This is
Yes.
when an athlete takes a hit on the field.
Yes.
You are able to then find out by holding a monitor.
Yes.
Sean, who has these monitors on your team?
We're going to have 4 of them. I'll have one for the varsity games. The doctor will have one, the trainer will have one, and then one of the coaches will have one, either up in the box or Coach Colton on the sidelines will have it.
So what concern does this alleviate? That the athletes are getting hits and that sometimes they're maybe not telling you how badly they're hurt. Maybe you're not aware that there's been repeated hits.
It's a little bit of both. I mean, obviously, occasionally you'll see a hit that's severe enough that you're going to have a concussion that the coaches are going to notice, everybody's going to notice. But you also have hits where it's not that noticeable. The kid can walk, he looks okay.
Right.
But functionally, we need to get him off the field and check him out. The other side of this is you can track the hits over a period of time. So coach even has the ability to go in and change practice plans and change things that maybe we're doing something in this 10-minute period where the kids are taking too many hits in a short amount of time. So it gives him the ability to maneuver practice schedules around and change things that we can spread that out.
Okay, so kind of the knowledge is power. You're able to
'cause
monitor.
up until this point, up until this happened, you were monitoring just how a player looked, symptoms. Everything was symptomatic. Well, now we have a SCAT test, which is a baseline test, plus now we'll have hard data to where if anything happens outside of the room, because we don't see everything. I mean, you've got, your athletic trainer, you've got coaches, you've got other players, but you don't see. So now it's not symptoms that you're seeing, you can actually see hard data. So we can actually measure it where everybody else is just guessing.
Outside of simply the technology in the helmet, what other concussion protocol has become part of high school football with the prevalence of the problems?
Everybody goes through, anytime you get a concussion or a diagnosed concussion, the kid has to basically go through a week process essentially, where it has to be through a doctor and everything else, where you start off in small steps where if the doctor says, okay, you're good to start step 1, it's usually light jogging, something like that. Step 2 then moves more into some type of different movement, and you work your way back to the point where the doctor says, okay, you can go back to full contact, which is a week process once those symptoms have stopped.
Okay.
So it's not going to be the same for everybody. It's all going to be, each person's a little bit different, the severity of the concussion.
So this helps the monitoring on the field. The protocol then helps the proper time for the body to heal.
Yes.
We start to hear all these things lately about, you know, NFL changing kicking game, you know, all sorts of other things to try to prevent. What are we trying to prevent? The concussions from happening? I mean, what's your thought on this as a coach?
This is my thing, is that you're not, if you want a non-contact sport, you're going to have to go into swimming. Okay?
Right.
This is football. I mean, it is special for a reason. It is a team sport. There are things that you learn in this game that you learn in no other things. But just because we did something one way doesn't mean it was right. Okay? When it comes down to it, in order for this game to survive, the safety of our players has to be first and foremost. And that's, our standard of care has to be across the board. Okay? And in the past, it's just been about measuring symptoms. Now we have hard data. And it's not just for the starters, okay? It's not just for the, you know, the kids who are practicing. It's not just for the backup players, or the backup kicker. It's for everybody. You know, who can I tell you that this kid's more important than this kid? No, we want what's best, because in order for this game to survive, we have to change the way we're doing it. We change the way we're tackling.
Well, it's bigger data, which I like. So, you know, you could take a hit in the head, and I could take the same one. You could be fine, and I wouldn't. So over time, you can start to see. That's what I love. Is that you get
having the information.
Data.
So players in your program will be wearing these smart helmets in the fall?
Every single player.
Every single player. All right, and this is a Rydell Insight is the name of the helmet. I'm hoping we're going to hear a lot more about this as programs look to keep the safety of their players paramount. We wish you guys a great and safe fall season, and you'll want to follow Lakewood Ranch High School football on the gridiron with these smart helmets. You can find out more at manateeschools.net. You'll also find Lakewood Ranch football on social media, and they have a website going live very soon. Coming up next, we're going to heat things up a bit with a preview of a night in Cuba right here on the Suncoast.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Dreaming of going to Cuba, but you just can't get away? Don't worry, Cuba is coming to you. Cuban star Renacito Avich is bringing his show called Another Night in Cuba to the Gator Club. Renacito has won a lot of national awards, and he is one of the best in the world on the trace guitar, the national instrument of Cuba. He's bringing his full band, and there'll be cigar girls and lots of dancing. Sound good? Well, Another Night in Cuba, it's going to be at the Gator Club May 27th. Here's a taste of what you'll hear. Take it away, guys.
Baila, goza, que esa es la cosa. Baila, goza, que esa es la cosa. Baila y goza, que esa es la cosa. Sé que todos se preguntan qué será la cosa que le pone el sabor a esta vida que nos toca. Y aunque ya se ha puesto dura y nada es color de rosa, yo te traigo la receta que nunca te fallará. Venga, pasa la vida bailando y verás cómo la goza. Baila, goza, que esa es la cosa. Nada vale trabajar si no gozas un poquito la vida. Baila, goza, que esa es la cosa. Pero la vida te da sorpresas, sorpresas te da la vida. Venga, baila, goza, que esa es la cosa. Venga.
Oh, Renacito Avich. Now, this is a trace guitar,
It is.
the national instrument of Cuba.
The national guitar from Cuba. With this guitar was born the Cuban instrument, the Cuban music. So it's the very first harmonic instrument from Cuba.
So why is it different from the regular guitar?
Well, it has 3 pair of string, 3 double string. You can see it right here. I don't know if you can see it from camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually the regular guitar has 6 single strings. So this one has 3 pair of string. If you are a musician, is tuning C major chord open, E, C, G. And you know what? I noticed something. This is the first 3 notes of the national anthem from Cuba. From the States is. It's very easy to play. So check it out.
We can't wait to check it out with your big
Definitely,
show.
definitely.
This will make your weekend. It's on Memorial Day weekend. Renacito Avich with Another Night in Cuba at the Gator Club Sunday, May 27th. For more information, check out his Facebook page. Next, the show's going to the dogs, and we can't wait to see them.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.org. EmployFlorida.com.
My name's Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Well, there is nothing more fun than a red carpet runway to showcase great fashions. So why not a runway to showcase great rescues, as in dogs that have been rescued by amazing Suncoast organizations that are in need of loving forever homes. Mark Chambor from Canine Corral is here to help us coordinate this runway chaos. So Mark, we have so many great rescue organizations that take care of animals here on the Suncoast. Before we meet today's pet participants, you have some other animals and organizations to introduce us to.
I do. There are a lot of good rescues. This is Canine Castaways. That's Rose, and I took this from their website. She may be adopted, but remember, all of these dogs have, or all these rescues have more dogs to be adopted. They're endless. This is a Racing Dog Retirement Project. That, of course, is a Greyhound. That's London.
Oh.
And Moonracer Rescue. That's a wonderful dog named Rudy. It looks like he's an outdoor dog.
He smiles a lot.
Yeah, Humane Society Manatee County, that's Parks. And the Humane Society has a nice low-cost clinic that's relatively new.
Oh.
This is Bishop's Animal Shelter, and that's Man. Man is an older Chihuahua who really needs a home. He's a wonderful dog.
Joey, he's got you written all over
Yes,
him.
that dog has my eyes. And Mark, you make a great point that even if one of these dogs does get adopted, by the time someone calls, there are still dozens of dogs for each one of the ones that we've seen that needs a good home.
We live in a world where there will always be a dog to be adopted.
Yes.
And
all right, you actually get to work with a lot of these different organizations and their dogs. Tell us about your training offer for rescues.
Well, what I've done for actually the last 10 years is I've offered a free training session to each dog that gets adopted within the first month. It gets them off to a good start. It kind of helps somebody with something that might be just really simple, and ultimately the goal is to not have the dog go back to the shelter.
Right.
The people in the rescue organizations, they do so much work, and I don't think anybody really sees everything that goes to just in one dog to get to one place.
Oh,
It's
yes.
really
That's a cute one.
Well, this is a great reason then to highlight 6 Suncoast rescue organizations, and they're all giving a pup in need a rescue red carpet moment. So, are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, our first look today comes from Roxy. Welcome, Roxy. Roxy is accompanied by Iris. Roxy comes to us from Satchel's Last Resort. She's a 2-year-old black lab mix. Roxy describes herself as a good girl. Her friends describe her as active and playful. Roxy lived with a family with 5 children and 1 other dog. She's looking for an active family, hopefully with a fenced yard, preferably with other dogs. As you can see, Roxy is friendly.
She's playing up to the judge.
Yes, she is. She's looking for the votes, and I think she's getting
right.
them.
She's single and looking.
A sleek coat.
Yes, and
beautiful
she
brown
has dressed in a
eyes.
statement piece. If you can see, that leash says, "Adopt me."
And the tail is going.
Yes.
She's a heartbreaker.
Thank you, Roxy.
She went right down the road. Speaking to each other.
Now let's meet Lola.
Oh.
Lola is accompanied by Sherry. Lola comes to us from Underdog Rescue. They specialize in rescuing small breeds. Lola's a 4-year-old Shih Tzu. She has a medium energy level. That is, she loves to fetch, but she also loves to cuddle.
She looks like me with that nose.
She does have your look.
She looks like a perfect dog for you.
Yes, Linda, she came from a shelter. She's perfect for a family, in a home, of course, but also good for a family that might be in an apartment or a condo. Lola is trying to bridge the gap between dogs and cats. She's great with cats. She's also great with kids and with other pets after a proper introduction.
Oh.
Thank you, Lola.
Very well behaved.
And she doesn't judge.
Manners.
Oh, Lola is buttering up the judges. Now we're going to meet another Lola. This Lola is accompanied by Jessica. Lola comes to us from Nate's Honor Animal Rescue. Nate's specializes in rescuing homeless animals. Lola is a 1.5-year-old Chihuahua. She has a mellow temperament and a sweet charm. She does well with most families, and Lola is great with kids. Lola is best suited for a retired couple or someone of moderate activity level. Lola needs lots of love, and she has lots to give.
And you have a cute little outfit.
She wants to be a little princess.
Look at those ears. She's so proper.
She's so fancy.
Lola's wearing Pantone's Color of the Year. Thank you, Lola. Now we're going to meet Jules. Jules is accompanied by Jill. Jules comes from Sarasota County Animal Services. Jules is a 2-year-old black-mouthed cur.
Girl.
As you can see, Jules loves to have fun. She may be a stray, but she is.
She's wagging her booty.
She might be a stray, but she is focused on her future.
Shake it, girl.
This dog has a career.
Jules likes to dance and shimmy.
Go, Jules, go.
Shake it, girl.
Jules is looking for a semi-active family. Jules loves to swim. She will get along with kids over 10 with an introduction, and Jules likes other dogs. Jules likes TV too.
Yes, she does.
Thank you, Jules.
We like you, Jules.
What a sweetie.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Now we're going to meet Lilo.
Come on down.
Lilo is accompanied by Christina.
Hi, Lilo.
She comes from
Thank you for
Unity
coming.
Herding Farms. They specialize in rescuing herding dogs.
Oh.
She is a 1-year-old Australian cattle dog.
Oh, smart.
Lilo's friends describe her as easygoing and a little submissive. Lilo was a stray, coming to us from Miami. Lilo's looking for a moderately active family. The thing is, Lilo likes having a job or an activity to do. Lilo is good with older children, and she's great with other dogs.
Maybe she could help clean up. She can carry
She probably
things around the
could.
house.
She can herd us. Yes.
We could give her a job. We've opened.
Thank you, Lilo.
Bye, sweetheart.
And now we're going to meet our first kitten of the runway today. Meet Gumby.
Oh my gosh.
Gumby is a sweet little boy accompanied by Pam. Gumby comes from Royal Pet Rescue. Gumby is only 10 weeks old. Gumby has just been microchipped. Gumby has a friendly temperament. Gumby was a stray family coming to us from out east in Arcadia. Gumby's good for any family, good with kids with an introduction, and good with pets with a polite and proper introduction. Thank you, Gumby. Oh, and Gumby is neutered and ready to go. That's our first neutering on the red carpet. Thank you, Gumby. And thank you to Mark from Canine Corral for all of our wonderful animals and all of our great animal services that we have here on the Suncoast. If you want any more information about any of these animals or any of your pet needs, including daycare and boarding and the training that Canine Corral is offering, you can go to their website, caninecorralsrq.com. Coming up next, a unique world premiere from Florida Studio Theater.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small, so Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. As roundabouts open in Sarasota, several more are in the works for Bradenton. What drivers who live in that area think of the plan. Plus, some boating safety tips to keep in mind while out on the water. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Heavy rain continues to be the big problem here along the Sun Coast. Several rivers are above flood stage now, and we'll talk about that coming up at 5 and 6. You can see that rain continuing to march off toward the northwest, although it is lessening somewhat. There's still some showers around, some pretty heavy rainfall now. Right there near Venice, the rainfall rate's up to 1.5 inches per hour. That's heavy, and that causes some tough driving conditions, especially along I-75 near Jacaranda, also near Center Road near the Plantation, and then up to Lakewood Ranch. Getting some heavy rainfall all the way over, again, along University into Palm Air, stretching northward. Rainfall totals have been pretty high already. More coming up at 5.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Peterson Toyota of Sarasota offers hundreds of models to choose from. And now you can take your shopping experience to the next level with SRQ Plus. You'll love its added benefits exclusively at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota or toyotaofsarasota.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
This is a busy week at the Florida Studio Theater. They're wrapping up their 44th winter main stage season with the world premiere of a play called Honor Killing. Honor Killing is exciting and provocative, a brand new play that will hold you spellbound as it tackles themes like cultural division and women's issues. Joining us now is a cast member, and this is J. Paul Nicholas. Welcome, Paul. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Now,
and thank you for having me
Killing.
on a day when we have rescue animals, Cuban salsa, and ceviche. What a
Got
day.
it all covered for you.
Yes,
I'm
you
so
fit
grateful.
right in.
Yeah.
So what is Honor Killing about? Tell me about the play.
Well, I'd rather not give too much away, but basically it's a story of an American journalist, a woman named Allison Davis, who is trying to get into Pakistan to cover a story of an intense event that happened. And they won't let her in because she's written some stories about Pakistan and their government in the past. And so her boss, through the New York Times, is trying to get someone in there to cover the story. And then it becomes about a clash of cultures at its core. But there's romance, and there's humor, and there's some very intense dramatic moments. So it has it all.
This is a world premiere, and yet it's been on your stage before in a different form, right?
Right. And I'm a guest artist, not my stage. But yeah, so what FST does is they will introduce plays to their audiences, and I think this is so smart, through reading series. So they'll have a new play reading 1 year, and people will come and attend and give feedback what they think, and the artistic director, Richard Hopkins, and the director as well, will have ideas about how to improve it or how to present it at FST, and then you might see that play the following year. And this was one of the plays that was read last year, as I understand. I was not a part of that.
I understand it has a lot of high tech involved, very high tech involved, that really brings the story alive.
It does. So there are emails and text messages, and there are 6 video screens around the stage. So like on that example there, we are seeing a screen showing her a countdown to when her plane's going to take off and when her cab's going to arrive. And she's having a Skype call with a character played by some very good-looking guy. And she's talking to her sister on Skype, and she's texting, and she's emailing. So there's a lot of that. And I have not heard one audience member say to me so far that it's distracting. I mean, I was wondering if it was going to be distracting, but it's not. The way that Richard has directed it has made it in such a way that it is the information goes very quickly, but not so fast that you don't keep up.
It reaches all of your senses.
Yes.
It's a new form of storytelling, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if the reading that you all did last year, or that the theater did last year, got to really tackle the story and let the audience hear the story, this is a huge layer to add on top
Absolutely.
of that.
And I think Richard Hopkins, the artistic director and also the director of this program, of this show, deserves a lot of credit, because a lot of theaters, I understand, I heard through the grapevine, were afraid of it because of all the technology. But he not only had the courage to do it, but he did it in such a way that it's clear and it helps the storytelling and it's not distracting.
And it happens every night, knock on wood.
That's every night.
I'm impressed with.
So I bet that part's challenging. All these different ingredients coming together.
Yeah, that was a challenge. Not only presenting it, because I've never seen anything like that before, and neither has anyone else, but timing it in such a way so there's an actor on stage talking to another actor on stage, but they're not actually looking at each other because they're having a Skype call in 2 different countries. And to time the stuff that you see on the screens so that it's not distracting, so that it helps the storytelling without distracting the actors on stage, because we are live on stage trying to be these characters. So I think it's done really, really well.
Well, it sounds like this is the way it's going, because we're so used to all of these other elements. You know, we're used to focusing on a lot of things. So I think the audience will be right there with you.
And we are used to, in this day and age, communicating like this instead of like this. And this blends both in a very smooth way.
Is there a message in the play?
Yes. And I think, I'm guessing, this is my opinion, I think the message is be aware that your culture and your view of the world and your perspective is not the only one, and that's okay. Other people see the world a different way, and different religions and different cultures, and that's fine.
Yes, that's wonderful. I can't wait to see this. We've never seen anything like it, right?
That's what everyone says to me. I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, great. Okay, on my bucket list. Don't miss this one. It's Honor Killing at the Florida Studio Theater. It is playing now through May 25th, so it's going to be gone soon. Visit thefloridastudiotheater.org for tickets and more information. We'll be right back with a dog adoption story from ABC7.
And ceviche!
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible
is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Well, we've been talking about rescue dogs today, so a happy ending from our noon news last week Friday. Marcia Panucci brought a dog on. Fred is the pet of the week, and you can see that he couldn't stop loving meteorologist John Scalzi. Well, he wasn't the only one. One of our viewers that is quite well known to us here at ABC7 fell in love with Fred as well. It's our director, Jim. He actually works right here with us on Suncoast View. He stopped me in the newsroom and goes, I think I need to get this dog. And I said, you better ask your wife first. So he was on the phone, got his family on board, and Fred has a new happy family with one of our very own right here from ABC7. Sometimes things are just meant to be at noon on a Friday.
Yes,
so congratulations and thank you to Jim and the family for that. And Fred, enjoy a new life with your happy family. We're so happy for you. We're also happy to join Chef Mel in Whole Foods Market in the kitchen for ceviche.
ABC7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. We'll have new details on the Green at Lakewood Ranch, what will soon be opening in that new shopping complex. In First Alert traffic right now, we had reports earlier of a crash in the northbound lanes of 41 in Sarasota, just past Myrtle Street. But that scene is now cleared, and it's only causing some minor backups in the area. Now back to Bob for another look at our weather.
Thanks, Scott. Wet weather continues up and down the Suncoast. Now, heavy rainfall rates up to nearly 2 inches an hour have been occurring across parts of the Suncoast, although it is starting to lessen somewhat along the immediate coastline. We are still seeing some heavy weather near Venice, near the Venetian. You can see some lightning there, just one strike or two, but that rainfall rate there, about an inch, inch and a half. It's all moving northwestward right now. Light rain occurring on Siesta Key, but earlier, as I said, that rainfall rate was pretty heavy, and you can see, well, much more at 5.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore 2 hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Coming up Tuesday at 4 on Suncoast View, we'll meet a very familiar voice who tells us how to get everywhere we go. We'll meet the woman whose voice is on over 1 billion GPS and smartphones worldwide. The Riverview High School Kilty dancers are getting ready for Memorial Day. They'll teach us a few steps. Plus, fighting obesity with Gulf Coast Medical Group, and Zoe's Kitchen joins us in our kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Mel from Whole Foods Market. What are we making today?
We're making a lionfish ceviche, simultaneously a Mexican Caesar salad.
Okay, the lionfish is not the cutest character.
No, I know. I'm sorry. He's not exactly pretty, is he?
Not really.
Not pretty at all. However, once you've hacked him into 1,000 tiny pieces, infinitely much more appealing. Earlier.
And you will clean and do lionfish at Whole Foods, correct?
Oh, make me do it.
No, I'm not going to make you do it. The seafood department will do it.
The seafood department will do it a much better job than I could even dream
you don't have to do it yourself.
Right. So in here, earlier, I got the seafood department, in fact, to fillet one of these beautiful fish. Comes to tiny fillets, you're going to just slip the skin off, really easy to do.
Okay.
Then you're going to cut it into tiny pieces.
Okay.
In here, lime juice, rice wine vinegar, and this is sat for like a good 2 hours.
Okay.
Introducing into that delicious kind of tiny heirloom grape tomatoes, red onions, cucumber, right?
Right.
Cilantro, jalapeno, and not in the recipe, but just because I've got lots of flair, dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit.
And the only reason I bought the dragon fruit was really because why, Linda?
Because it looks like onions?
Yes.
Because Linda didn't know what it was. Hold up a piece of that. So is a dragon fruit sweet, like fruit?
I thought it was an onion.
What kind of onion would look like that?
Right,
an onion with stuff. Do I eat it?
Yes, sweet it. No, you wear it on your head. Tiny hat.
That's a fascinator.
I do what I'm told.
Yeah, so anyway, all of this in there with the lionfish, and you're going to get like the flavour of the cilantro and the tomatoes and everything else. What does it taste like?
Nothing I've tasted before.
Oh,
it's
what is
good.
the flavor, Chef Mel?
I think it's kind of kiwi-ish.
Okay, it looks kiwi-ish with the little seeds too.
There you go. And so that's what I like. And so the reason I've added it to it is really like gives a lot of visual interest.
Yeah,
it throw a dragon fruit in there.
Yeah.
A little bit of sweetness, very delicious.
Okay, and a salad you mentioned as well.
Yes, so we're having ceviche, but then we're moving along and we're making a kind of riff on a Caesar.
Oh, I like
but
this.
But really, it's just avocado, romaine, these fabulous tiny tomatoes.
More beautiful tomatoes.
These, which are tiny little black Niçoise olive.
Ooh,
and these are
olive.
tiny little peppers.
Can I try an olive instead?
Yeah,
are they hot?
They're not hot, they're sweet. So we're chucking that in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right.
Whole Foods has such fun things.
Goat's cheese. It does have fun things. It really
fun
does
and
have fun things. You can come and see me at the...
At the restaurant?
At the restaurant.
We
where
will
I'm
do that.
Live and personal right in front of you. Okay, so instead of croutons, look at that.
Oh, wow. Tortilla, I like
Isn't
that.
that interesting?
Yes,
Fun?
crunch up some chips.
I love this.
So then this is like just a totally different riff. And then you could dress it however you like.
I was going to say, what should we dress it with?
Today we're just going to chuck a little bit of lime juice on and some of those sunflower seeds. If you'd like to chuck those in,
I will do that. I'll give you the lime juice.
Lime juice.
We didn't turn on the oven at all for this entire recipe.
No, and I didn't use a stovetop.
Wow.
Which is great because
summers are coming.
Yep, as we get to summer, we don't want to heat up the kitchen.
Look at you, so good.
We like to eat more salads. And keep it light and healthy, and that's exactly what we're doing
here. We're going to chuck some cilantro in. And that's it. Beautiful things.
I love this.
Great.
Beautiful cold things.
So anything in a good summer salad, no problem whatsoever. You want to put a little ceviche in there, and we'll let the ladies give it a sample.
And the ceviche, I want you to try with those plantain chips.
Oh, I already found those.
Yes, strangely already been in there.
Plantain is one of my favorites, so I might have already gone there.
Taste away. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful.
All right, well, I always send things down to Linda first.
Oh.
And Linda's ceviche is cooked. It's cooked in the lime juice.
Yes.
Look at her not believing me.
Seriously,
She's not gonna eat it.
She's not going to eat it.
No,
She doesn't
not good.
believe me.
I'll eat it though, so don't worry about it.
If nothing bad happens to you, I'll go next.
See, because you got to give it a try, remember. All things are new and good here.
What a fun recipe for the
Make
summer.
sure she gets some fish on there. She's cheating. There's no
She's totally
fish on
cheating.
there.
Which one is
All
the
right,
fish?
lionfish ceviche, something you can make at home with all the great ingredients from Whole Foods, great salad ideas. Go there and check out all the fresh, wonderful ingredients and say hi to Chef Mel. She didn't eat it, did she?
Nope.
Nope, she's avoiding the seafood. Kathy, great to have you. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.